Car and bike sharing could be coming to Grand Rapids. At least Mayor George Heartwell says it's about time it does, even going as far as to say the city should help make it happen.
24-hour News 8's Casey Jones asked the mayor why the sudden want for all of this. Case?
Yeah, Brian, Marley, the mayor's fresh off a trip to Austin, Texas, and while he says obviously their weather is a bit more pleasant than ours is, he says while he was there, he also noticed bike racks on every single street and cars side by side every 2 or 3 blocks, all of them available to rent out. Even in February, in the frigid temps of winter, Justin Beitzel uses his bike to get around Grand Rapids.
I generally ride my bike to school almost every day.
A transplant from Maryland, Beitzel says a car or bike sharing service would be ideal to get around when family or friends come to town, but even more practical for his regular routine.
My wife and I only have one car, so sometimes it usually works out great, but then there's like 2 or 3 times a month where you have to try to figure something out.
He says a car or bike sharing GR would fix that. Mayor Heartwell is riding the same spoke.
I'm a little disappointed we haven't had one start up here yet in Grand Rapids, and that's why I've suggested that maybe it's time for the city through our parking services enterprise fund to start one ourselves.
Mayor Heartwell says he's shocked with the number of people living downtown who don't own a car that the private sector hasn't already jumped at this.
We might get it up and going and the private sector would see how wildly successful it is and take it over themselves.
He knows there's much left to be figured out, but word has already spread to Boston, home of Zipcar, the car sharing service. They say with how progressive Grand Rapids is, car sharing might be a smooth relationship.
We've become interested in speaking with him and his team to discuss the potential of building a public-private partnership to bring Zipcar car sharing to Grand Rapids.
Mayor Heartwell says he doesn't know how this will work out financially, but he says it should at least be discussed. He also said he'd love to see this become a reality before his final term ends. That's this December. Live in Grand Rapids, Casey Jones, 24-hour News 8.